Hey everyone, it's Kim Record. Have you ever noticed that when you're the most stressed out, that's when you get the best sleep? Said no one ever. I just had the experience a couple of weeks ago of being reminded of the importance of sleep for body love. And that's why my body love tip for you this week is to make sleep a priority. Because we don't do this. We don't tend to do this. As a society, we generally are sleep deprived, because we are also quite stressed. There's a lot of stuff going on in our lives, and it can impact our sleep. And as a result, this can impact our ability to make healthy choices. There's actually a biochemical reason for this. When we sleep properly, we produce our natural amounts of hormones that keep our bodies functioning normally. When we're missing out on sleep, the hormone production gets affected. And one of the hormones that in particular is reduced significantly when we're missing out on sleep is the hormone leptin. Leptin tells us when we're full. And you can imagine what can happen when we don't produce enough of this hormone. That's right, we tend to overeat. We eat the wrong things. We might eat more frequently than we would otherwise if we were properly rested. So it's not just about discipline and willpower to make healthy choices. We actually need to look at all aspects of our lives, and sleep is a really, really big one. Now, my experience from a couple of weeks ago was that I woke up several nights in a row in the middle of the night because I was apparently more stressed about my marathon than I even realized at the time. And it did start to affect my choices. I was reaching for a lot more caffeine and dark chocolate and, forgoing the fruits and veggies for more rich, dense foods that I thought would give me more energy. But thankfully, I have some tips, some tricks in my back pocket that I was able to apply so that it had a minimal impact on me for a short period of time. And that's what I want to share with you today. These 4 tips that help me sleep better in the face of stress, and hopefully they will help you as well if you're going through a particularly stressful time, which chances are, we always go through stress, so our job is to help to minimize the impact of it. And so the first tip that I used just recently to help myself sleep better even when I was stressed is to get cardiovascular exercise, and preferably earlier on in the day so it doesn't keep you up at night because it is very stimulating. But the cardio exercise actually helps our bodies produce serotonin, which is a natural mood enhancer and also a natural appetite suppressant. So it helps to counterbalance or counteract the effects of the decreased leptin if we're sleep deprived. So getting some good cardiovascular exercise, and it will also help to improve the deep sleep that we get. So even if we're not getting as many hours, we can still get a good quality of sleep when we get the exercise in our day. So cardio exercise is the first tip. Second one is to write things down. I'm a huge proponent of journaling, like I've shared with you before. I keep a journal beside my bed. And if I'm ever going through something that's particularly more stressful and it's on my mind, I'll know that by what I'm thinking about when I'm waking up in the night, then I write it down. I write down the thoughts, it gets out of my mind onto the paper, and then I can usually let it go for the night. But the other benefit is that it sometimes downloads it to my subconscious, and I'll wake up the next morning with solutions to a problem, not even really having worked on it. But my subconscious has worked on it while I was sleeping. So maybe you've had that experience as well. Give it a try. The third tip is to do something calming for about 30 minutes before sleeping. So after writing, before sleeping, do something that has nothing to do with what's on your mind. Read a good book, listen to a guided meditation or relaxing music. Something that doesn't involve screen time is preferable because TV and YouTube and anything that you watch, it can be very stimulating to the mind and actually prohibit sleep, so it could have that opposite effect. And then the fourth tip, this one's actually been a bit of a game changer for me because I tend to fall asleep okay, but then wake up in the night. So fourth tip is to don't panic. Don't panic if you wake up in the middle of the night. The first thing that would come to my mind before was, okay, how many hours of sleep have I had? I went to bed at this time. Okay, now so I've had this many hours, and it's going to take me this long to fall back asleep, and then my alarm goes off at this time, so I'm going to have, and then sometimes I do the calculations and I freak right out because it's not enough. It's not enough sleep. And then it prevents me from being able to fall back asleep because I'm stressed out about the not sleeping. So again, maybe you've had this experience, but something that I've started to do recently that's been really, really helpful is I just sit up or get out of bed completely, and I'll write down, if something's on my mind, I'll write that down, just like before I've gone to bed. And I also will write down any dreams that I can remember. I kind of look at this like a new opportunity because I don't remember dreams when I wake up in the morning, but if I wake up in the night and I remember them, I'll record them. And here's why. Dreams often give us guidance. You know, if we take the time to interpret them, which I would recommend doing when you're rested, but record them in the middle of the night. It could be divine guidance. It could be, guidance from our subconscious. It could be just, solutions, messages that we need to hear. Take the time, use it as an opportunity when you're up in the middle of the night to record those messages, record those dreams. And then who knows, you might get some really unique insight that you wouldn't have otherwise had. It's happened to me several times now. So give those tips a try. If you're struggling with sleep because you're stressed out, again, we can try to reduce stress, or we can just try to minimize the impact of it on our health and on the rest of our lives. And these 4 tips have helped me immensely. So if you like this tip, please sign up for my Body Love community by signing up for my free report on the top 7 reasons that diets don't work. And you'll get these tips directly to your inbox every week as well. So until next week, have a fantastic week. And remember, to define your beauty, you need to shine your gifts. Have a great week, everyone.